Hey y'all, I think you're going to love this recipe today because it's simple. And so we're kind of starting a series called Simple Supper, Simple Sunday Supper. And I first had this whenever my sweet little friend, who used to be my intern, brought it to me whenever we were spending our days at the hospital. And I just absolutely loved it. Onions flying. But first, what you do, it's called a sloppy Jane. Now, if you make it exactly like the recipe is, then it's Whole30. It's not the way I make it. But anyway, first thing you do is just heat up your onion and bell pepper for about 3 minutes, just to kind of get them a little bit soft. And I love this little Lodge cast iron. It's kind of like a wok, I guess. But anyway, you don't have to cook them till they caramelize or anything like that. Just cook them until they're just a little bit soft. And I think you're going to love this recipe too. And you're going to see, I have a surprise for you. You're going to see a surprise whenever we get through with it. And I'll show you how we played it. Now, you can use ground beef. You can use ground turkey. That's what I have here. Just whatever your family loves. So what this series is going to be is things to do simply on Sunday night. Sometimes, you go out for Sunday lunch after church, and so you've had enough food, kind of like a big Sunday lunch. But for Sunday supper, you just need something simple, and that's what this is. It's simple and yummy. And this is really healthy as well. So we're going to brown this ground turkey. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit. And you can just kind of let the onions and bell peppers cook within it. And it flavors the meat so well, y'all. I'm telling you, it's delicious. So it's been raining all morning here. I've gotten wet like 3 times. But anyway, it's kind of fun to have a rainy day every once in a while, isn't it? It kind of reminds me of that song. What was that old song I was thinking about whenever I was getting out of my car and in the rain? It's raining, it's pouring, the old man is snoring. I don't know what else are the words to that song. I don't know what happened to that old man, but I'm not sure it was too good. But anyway, it's fun. Kids can play in the rain. And I don't know, I just think it's so much fun whenever kids are young to let them go out and play in the rain. I certainly let my kids go out and play in the rain. Okay, so we're going to let this cook. And actually, it's got to cook from the bottom, so it's going to take a minute. So while we're letting it cook, I will show y'all my cookbook. This would be an excellent Mother's Day present. So if you order a cookbook and a Dana Dash from my website, then I will send you a spatula that I have made in the Amish community. And they are beautiful, aren't they? Look, I use them all the time. My cookbook has a lot of wonderful recipes, Southern and Cajun, and I think that and I write about every recipe as well. So I think you're going to love it. So I can hear it sizzling now, so let me stir it around. Of course, the only part that's really cooking is the bottom. But anyway, I love this little bowl. I think I've told y'all that already one time, but I do love it. So we're going to cook it, and then we're going to add all of our seasonings. Now, it calls for tomato paste, and I didn't have any tomato paste, so we're using ketchup. Sometimes you just got to do with what you have, right? And then it also calls for a soy sauce. And I thought I had some soy sauce. I think I used it all. I don't use it too much, so it's not something that I'll look in my refrigerator and think, oh my gosh, I'm out. So anyway, it calls for soy sauce, so I'm going to use Worcestershire sauce because that's what we use a lot of in Louisiana cooking. Okay, y'all. I want to say, too, thank you so much for following me and subscribing to me on YouTube. Please make sure that you have my correct YouTube channel, which is Miss Dana's Kitchen. Sometimes people want to take your YouTube, and that's happened again. It happened once before, and it's happened again. So please make sure that you look up mine. And honestly, on the other one, they just say Dana Carter, and they use my same picture. So please make sure that it's Miss Dana's Kitchen. And thank you so much for sharing these recipes. That I haven't been great at figuring out how the algorithms go for Facebook, but I'm trying. And so you really do need to, it really does help to share and comment on all these videos. Okay, y'all, this smells so good. Now, like I said, I have ground turkey, but you can easily use ground beef. And we love beef too. This is just what I picked up at the grocery store. And kind of if you don't like red bell peppers, use green. Green are excellent in it because they have so much flavor. So let me make sure that all of this is cooked. I'm going to step away just for a minute and make sure that the turkey is cooked really well. Okay, y'all, here we are again. So I obviously had to transfer it to it. I just love that little pan, but it doesn't work whenever you're trying to brown a pound of ground meat, whatever you have that you want to cook, especially whenever you know that you need the meat to be thoroughly cooked through. But my kitchen smells divine, and look how pretty it is. So now we're going to add the seasonings, and it's a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of chili powder, and a half a teaspoon of pepper. Now I used white pepper because that's what we like. Now I'm going to also use a little bit of Dana Dash because we like a little bit of heat. So I would say that's probably about a teaspoon. Oh, sorry y'all, puppy. See somebody? I'm going to stir that in really well. And then I'm going to add the next thing that you add, part of the seasonings. Nola, come here. Okay, so I'm going to stir that. Get it all stirred in so that the seasonings are divided throughout all the dish equally. And you can tell, now you can't really tell, I don't think, all the time with ground beef, but you can tell with ground turkey because it's white or pink. I think I really wanted dark meat ground turkey, but I think you gave me white meat ground turkey, and it is dry, so I added a little bit more olive oil. Okay. Now we're going to add 2 tablespoons. The recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. Once again, what I had in my pantry was ketchup, so that's what I added. Stir that in really well, once again, getting it spread throughout the whole dish. I know I'm kind of cutting myself off, but I want y'all to be able to see this really well. See how pretty this is, y'all? That mustard gives it a really pretty color. And then, if you have soy sauce, add about 1/4 of a cup of soy sauce. A lot of people like the amino acids rather than soy sauce. It's a little bit healthier, I think. But what I'm going to do is, because what we like is Worcestershire sauce, and I'm going to add a nice, good helping of that. Okay, now you can see the dish. See how pretty it is, y'all? It's pretty and yummy. And it makes a lot. I mean, I'm going to show you how we're going to serve it. It's about 1/4 of a cup of Worcestershire sauce. Or soy sauce if you have it. Okay. Stir it out again. Stir, stir, stir. And then your dish is done, y'all. That's why I think this is a simple Sunday supper, because had I had it in the right pan to begin with, this whole dish wouldn't take but about 20 minutes tops. So this is it. And it's got just enough flavor in it to be really yummy. I'm going to turn off my heat now. You can hear it sizzling, can't you? Really yummy, but it doesn't have so many ingredients in it that you just think, oh my gosh, when am I going to get this done? Okay, here's how we're going to plate it, y'all. This was the surprise. So you can plate it, you can serve it in a bun if you want to. You can serve it on a baked potato. You can serve it on rice. But we like it served just like this on a sweet potato. See how pretty it is, y'all? And it is so yummy. Now, I'd like to take a bite of it to show you. I'm going to take a little bit of the sweet potato. It's not quite as hot. But you know, this is something different. And what makes it different is just the sweet potato. And not quite all the ingredients that you would typically use in a sloppy joe. But still so yummy. This is going to be hot. I want to go season job. It's delicious. And I think you're going to love it too. Bon appetit.